This is my copyright slide. And I'm Cassandra Pellett, and I'm going to teach you the basics on tuberculosis. So basic understanding of tuberculosis. It's caused by something called mycobacterium tuberculosis, and it's an airborne particle that gets into your lungs through your airway and attacks your lungs, kidney, spine, and brain. A lot of people know that it attacks the lungs, but not many people know that it attacks other parts of your body as well. If it remains untreated, it can become very deadly very fast if it's active. Okay, so some symptoms of tuberculosis are like fever, persistent cough, but you don't get this unless you have active TB. Latent tuberculosis is when you have tuberculosis, but you don't have the symptoms of it because it's not reproducing, it's not really working very well in your body. It's just kind of asleep. Once it's active, it can cause a really high fever, and this isn't just like a fever for one day, it's a fever for like days and on end, a long time. A persistent cough, weight loss, very extreme, and not just like maybe lose 10 pounds, it's like almost skin and bones once you're done. Pain in the chest, this is caused by the tuberculosis in your lungs, and it actually is very uncomfortable. The chills and sweating at nighttime. So the spread of tuberculosis, it's airborne from person to person. So this is a little tuberculosis cyst, or whatever it's called. And if someone's coughing, like this person is coughing, and someone breathes it in, the tuberculosis comes out of their lungs and goes into the other person's lungs. People don't know that they have TB necessarily. If they have latent tuberculosis, then they won't know that they have it, and they won't do anything to protect other people from getting it from them. So it's very actually a dangerous disease. And this picture of someone sneezing, it just shows like how many particles we expel when we're coughing, sneezing, breathing. So this is an example of someone just coughed, and this person over here is just breathing in the air. This tuberculosis is expelled from the individual who had it. Originally, it's expelled from their lungs, and it's taken into the new person's lungs. The lesion is where the tuberculosis sits in your lungs, and that's where it reproduces. It can either affect like immediately, like you'll start seeing symptoms within days, but usually 95% of the time you will have latent TB for a very long time. And this is latent tuberculosis, just an example of it. It's not active, it's not doing anything to harm the individual at all yet. And that is immediate infection, which is active tuberculosis. And it makes lesions in your lungs, and it really harms your body. And as you can see, 95% of individuals that breathe in tuberculosis and actually have it in their lungs, it's latent, so it doesn't reproduce. But 5 to 10% of the people that breathe in tuberculosis and actually have it in their lungs, they'll see symptoms within days. Okay, so now I have an activity. It's called TB or not TB. Pretty smart. So I'm going to need you all to get into groups of 2, but there will be one group of 3. Yeah. You can get up and move if you'd like.
Shake up the shoe right over here. I'll say
Can you guys get in another group? I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay. So I'm gonna hand out. These say your group numbers on them. Okay. So your group number 1. You favorite? You guys have your group number 2. Group number 3. Group number 4. Oh, group number 4. Group number 5. So I'm going to give everyone an X, which is the person that's going to have tuberculosis. So you guys can choose who's going to have it and who's not.
I want it.
Yeah. I can be sick. Okay. I'll have to play. I won't kill you guys.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to give you all. So what I want you to do is talk amongst each other and see a way how you can act this scenario out, and see whether you think the person that has tuberculosis is going to spread it to other people or not. There's always a chance of it spreading, but just think of the majority of the time. Is it going to spread or is it not? So we'll give you like 10 minutes.
What's the red crossword?
5 minutes.
What's the red crossword?
It's the person that has tuberculosis. So
Someone's probably gonna cough.
It's like,
That is not ventilated.
well, the stuff like when you stop.
It's TV.
Unless you breathe out.
for the rest of the class.
Like you can be in that middle. It's like a
What do you think?
I want data in
Oh yeah,
It's not.
let's go.
I'll spit in your mouth for you.
Don't will.
Don't spit.
walking by.
Ow.
No.
Okay, so
Quick. If you're around the water, quick.
Okay, let's not kill. So
Once that's over,
That's a what?
I'm actually starting not till 7. I'll be like, good night, Mom. And I got tuberculosis too. Usually, you're gonna be the daughter, I'll be the mom.
Sitting and talking with friends like you regularly do.
That's what you're doing a good job, by the way.
I'm really nervous.
if the JT train doesn't breathe.
Okay, do you have an idea of what you're gonna do?
Yeah, we're gonna have.
No, wait, I'm already
We were kissing, we were thinking like.
On a subway.
No, but like, we're gonna have Jake lie on the table, and it'll be the daughter, I'll be the mom, and I'll come into like,
I think the whole point is
freeze on my face.
Yeah, okay.
It's not like a subway.
Whatever.
Okay,
That's
so
actually technically correct.
it seems like everybody's ready to act out. So can I have group number 1 come up and do their skit?
We'll just have a subway. There'll be a passenger. Yeah. Hey, you're gonna walk, leave the chairs up when you're done.
That was always one.
So our situation is a long flight with an infected person.
I'm the infected person. I'm sitting in the middle. Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Infected.
Good job. Okay, group number 2.
Yeah, no, this is
Alright, we need to
actually. Yeah. Alright. He's fine.
So do you think that they'll be infected or not?
No.
Yeah, okay, good.
I've been breathing, he's fine.
Okay, good one.